Hey everybody, homework practice problems for Wednesday, March 5th. Numbers 2, 4, 6, and 8 on pages 413 and 414. I believe those were the page numbers. First one, you have to write a one-step algebraic equation. So you're looking for the comparison of the number of boxes, which is B, to the total number of pencils. So basically, what do you have to do to that row, to the column B, to get the column P? We're looking at multiplication. Make sure you have a number, a couple of variables. You're going to have your independent variable, your dependent variable. All right. So what is the rule to go from one column to the other? One step. The next one, the table shows the total cost of renting a canoe based on the number of hours and a one-time rental fee. So because there is a one-time rental fee, there's going to be an amount of money that you add to the total number of hours and the cost for that. So there's two things you're gonna need here. So remember, one, if you focus in on the first row of numbers, 1 and 16, 1 times 16 would be the answer if this was a one-step equation. But if you tried to do 2 times 16, that equals 32. All right, it does not equal 27 if you do 2 times 16. So remember, you have to lower the amount that you're going to pay per hour, and then you always have to add in this case, the one-time rental fee. So you know there's something you have to add. So lower your numbers. What I did here is I went down to 10. I did 1 times 10 plus 6. That equals 16. 2 times 10 plus 6. That equals 26. So that's not going to work either. But the fact that we would get 26 here instead of 27, we're getting something lower, means we need to raise our hourly fee. Now, there is a trick to figure out, and we haven't really talked about this yet. A couple of you figured this out. There is a trick if you look at the patterns. You know, you look at the difference between the total cost row to row, that's going to really tell you the number you have to multiply by. So because there's a difference of 11 in each of these, you would multiply the hourly by 11 and then add 5 to get the total cost. So this 2 times 11, that's 22 plus 5, 27, and so on. Okay, so use that strategy to help you a little bit. All right, on number 6 on the next page, on weekends it says Peter and Aiden wash cars to raise money for a school trip. The table shows the total number of cars washed after a certain number of hours. If the pattern continues, how many more cars will Aiden have washed than Peter after 8 hours? There are two ways you could do this. You could look at this as being a pair of two-step equations. Honestly, the way that I would do this is figure out what the pattern is for Peter and for Aiden in terms of their cars washed. How are they both increasing? Find the pattern, okay? Once you find the pattern, you should be able to extend this table, and they want to know how many more cars Aiden washed than Peter. Well, you know Aiden's going to have more, right? So if we fill in the amounts for 5, 6, 7, and 8 hours, and we're going up, it looks like we're counting by 2s here, and it looks like we're counting by 3s here. So figure out what it would be after 8 hours. That's all you have to do there. And then how many more did Aiden wash compared to Peter? You're comparing those two numbers. Number 8, this is a two-step example. And honestly, this is more of an inequality than it would be a equation, because it says a dance studio charges $45 per month plus a $30 registration fee. So you know that $30 has to be added to whatever the monthly totals will be. So basically, you know, you've got, if you look at one of the previous problems, we had number of boxes, total number of pencils. Well, if you tried to make a table for this, you'd have the months, which would be M, and the total cost, which would be C. And 1 month would be $45, but then the total after that is going to be a little bit different. You'd have to make sure you have to add that $30. Now, you're not necessarily adding $30 every month, right? So you're not going to add 30 each time. So it's a little bit different. So you may want to make a table where you're just doing the number of months, okay? and you know it's $45 a month, $45 a month, you have to add that $30, and it has to be no more than 210. So this is more like an inequality than an equation. So the number of months times 45 plus that $30 fee has to be less than or equal to 210. You've got to figure out how many months she can take those lessons. I gave you the inequality. Figure out what the value of the variable is. Okay? All right. See you tomorrow.